Welcome to Crypto Corner, everyone, the place to find the latest news, reviews, updates and tutorials that help you master the cryptocurrency market. Now, let's talk about NFTs again. The birth of blockchain and decentralized networks introduced a ton of new opportunities and innovation in the tech world beyond cryptocurrencies, and we are now experiencing so many new projects that come into this space. Last year's growth of DeFi is still on everyone's lips, and another sector that is now thriving in the blockchain space is gaming, but more precisely blockchain decentralized gaming and NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I already talked about NFTs a few times in previous episodes, and I featured here projects that create innovation in this niche, so we're continuing the topic with today's featured project, OVR. Now, before we dive deeper, let me quickly explain what is a non-fungible token in case you missed my previous episodes. This is a digital token with unique qualities. Unlike cryptocurrency tokens, where each unit of that cryptocurrency is interchangeable with another unit of the same cryptocurrency, or in the physical world, this is best illustrated with regular currencies, where a $10 note is interchangeable with another $10 note or 10 $1 notes, since they represent the same value and purchasing power. NFTs, in contrast, are not equal to each other, and therefore they are not mutually interchangeable. This makes them quite different from your typical cryptocurrencies, despite being digital assets existing on a blockchain like cryptocurrencies. Currently, NFTs are mostly built on the Ethereum network, and these can be anything from art creations or gaming tokens, popular movie collectible cards like Star Wars or Doctor Who, for instance, collectible sports cards, and even celebrity tweets. A popular tweet by Elon Musk is apparently valued at more than $7,000, for instance, while this tweet currently holds the record sale. It was bought for almost $2,000, even though I have no idea what is so special about it. Anyway, more than $75,000 has already been made in offers to buy tweets, and over 400 NFT tweets were actually sold last year. If this sounds mind-blowing, there's even more. The biggest sale of NFT to date is a set of plots of virtual land, which went for $1.5 million on blockchain game Axie Infinity just days ago. Gaming and art are just two examples of the use cases for non-fungible tokens. The market for NFTs and digital collectibles has grown rapidly as cryptocurrency holders look to spend their newly found wealth on crypto art. What is also very attractive to investors is that these digital assets can be in fact very lucrative investment tools, as they are being traded for profit and in quite high volumes too. A new report on the exploding market for non-fungible tokens, NFTs, reveals that transactions tripled in 2020, reaching more than $250 million in total. Clearly, the market has grown exponentially since we first heard of it back in 2017, when the record-breaking CryptoKitties game almost crashed the Ethereum network, and with the whole crypto market hitting record figures last year, the NFT industry saw astonishing growth, with use cases expanding, buyers vastly exceeding the sellers, and plenty of traders making six-digit profits. This is according to a new report released this week by the leading NFT analysis firm Non-Fungible.com. In the report, I saw some interesting statistics. For instance, market capitalization of NFTs shows that the metaverses clearly have the biggest share among all of the NFTs, and they also are with the highest liquidity, followed by sports collectibles and gaming. It is interesting to note that art currently occupies only a relatively small portion of the total market capitalization. According to the data in the report, the total value of all NFT transactions increased from around $62 million in 2019 to more than $250 million in 2020. Today's featured project also found its place in the NFT's annual report, and quite rightly so. As I mentioned, metaverse dApps are with the highest traction according to the latest statistics, and this project is exactly in this niche. It is called OVR, and it's a decentralized platform of the spatial web, mixing the physical world with augmented reality and virtual reality, offering NFTs that users can buy, rent, and also, of course, sell for profit. These NFTs are also pieces of virtual land, as the app offers an alternative reality much like the ultra-popular Second Life and Pokemon Go, with the added benefit of using blockchain-based protocol and decentralized governance. According to recent statistics, the augmented reality market is expected to reach $137 billion by the end of 2024. My research also highlights that investments by the biggest tech giants like Apple, Facebook, and Google revealed the huge potential of the augmented reality not only as a technology but as a new and powerful communication channel, able to convey any type of content and usable in any sector. Today, I'm joined by the co-founder of OVR, Diego Di Tommaso, who will shed more light into the key aspects of their product. But first, let me explain what we are talking about. OVR is an open-source augmented reality platform powered by the Ethereum blockchain. It makes it possible for users to have interactive augmented reality experiences customized in the real world with the help of a mobile device or smart glasses. Users have the ability to trace their surrounding environment in such a way that augmented reality blends seamlessly with the real world. In a way, we can draw a comparison with Pokemon Go and Second Life, of course, because if you remember, Second Life is a virtual online world where users create avatars which can travel to worlds and lands, participate in role-playing games, create and sell products, and socialize with other Second Life residents. OVR offers full customization over the lands you own and the experiences that you create for other users. The possibilities are numerous, whether you create live entertainment or games, treasure hunts, fights or sports, music performances, virtual shopping, avatars, tourism and much more. The sky is the limit. You can also just rent out your land if you're more of the investor type and collect passive income from it rather than being an active creator, or you could also simply buy the land early on and later sell it at a higher price as the game attracts bigger audiences. OVR can be defined as a new standard in augmented reality experiences by placing itself as the first content browser where the user does not choose the contents, but the world submits the possible experiences based on its geographical position. Also, OVR is open source, meaning that the entire OVR community contributes to its growth, thus making the platform independent of its creators. This is one big difference between OVR and its competition. They use the Ethereum blockchain to decentralize all the token exchange dynamics between the users, and they have two tokens. One that is the NFT token, the land parcels, and one that is a utility token and also serves as a payment method. OVR lands are parcels stored inside a blockchain-based ledger, and they represent virtual pieces of our planet. These are non-fungible tokens, NFTs, based on the ERC 721 standard, which is the most commonly used token standard for NFTs. If we look back at the early days of NFT, speculation was the most common use case after the first land auction by Decentraland held during the end of 2017. The potential future use value of land assets were considered primarily for the speculative value. Even today, plots across all the metaverses are of significant speculative value, but there's an added value that OVR is offering by allowing users to customize their experience and make profit from a few different revenue streams associated with their ownership of these NFTs. Whether you create, rent, or just trade these, because OVR lands are freely tradable amongst users in a decentralized fashion through the use of their marketplace, this means that landowners can decide what kind of experience the users will have once they enter on their land. Therefore, the community has complete control over OVR lands and OVR experiences. Now, the second token of OVR is a fungible token. It is an ERC20 type of a token which you can buy on their website, and you can use it for your land purchases, for instance, or you can even trade it on exchanges like Uniswap, VirgoX and mxc.com, where it's being traded against USD Tether. The current price is almost 50 cents, quite a jump from the 2 cents it was just over a month ago at the start of this year. This OVR token is used for governance, and also it's an exchange medium in the whole OVR ecosystem. The token makes it possible to fully leverage the Ethereum blockchain and easily integrate with the existing infrastructure such as wallets and exchanges. The token issuance is controlled by an IBCO, initial bonding curve offering, which is also controlled by a DAO under the Aragon framework. Initial bonding curve offering means that the token price will be determined by its demand following a bonding curve. If there is no demand, the price will stay low. If there is demand, the tokens are minted and the price goes up. This way, the price discovery is immediately entrusted into the market. But that's not all. Tokens will be distributed through the Bancor protocol, with the majority of the funds raised staying on the curve, ensuring liquidity for sellers. There's also a cashback policy during the first 9 months from the start date of the public sale. OVR land tokens acquisition is incentivized by what is in effect a decreasing cashback policy. For every OVR land purchase after 30 days lockup period, OVR tokens will be returned to the buying address with a decreasing ratio. You can buy these tokens directly from the OVR website via MetaMask, and you can also stake the token for passive rewards. There are 3 different staking options you can select: no lockup with 5% APY, 3 months lockup with 10% APY, and 6 months lockup with 15% APY. For more details, you can find their link in the description below, of course. Now, I'm joined by the COO and co-founder of OVR, Diego Di Tommaso, whom I interviewed today to get some more insight into this project. Thanks, Diego, for joining me today. Now, let's talk about OVR and how did that project actually came about? When did you start building it?
Well, so it was kind of a long time ago. Basically, we started in late 2018. And basically, this project was born from the meeting of me with Davide Cuttini, that is the first founder. So basically, what Davide Cuttini was building since 7 years, actually, it's a company that is specialized in B2B use cases for augmented and virtual reality. So we met, both of us had a great passion for blockchain. And so we ask ourselves if we can scale up this kind of use cases. So going from vertical use cases, B2B, to a platform. So what we started building back then was a platform to create geolocalized augmented reality and virtual reality experiences. So we ran through all the bear markets and basically traveling around the world, raising funds and understanding the landscape. And then finally in November, we understand that was the time. We had enough development in terms of technology, and also the market timing was good. And so we decided to launch. So basically the actual launch was in 30th of November, but basically operations started back in 2018. It was a nice ride. Right now, for example, you can already download our app. Of course, it's still kind of alpha version, but I mean, you can see all the functionalities. You can see what actually we can deliver in terms of augmented reality and virtual reality with this app. And also, we are very, very focused on the app experience. Because also, if you look to our competitors of people that are doing something similar, usually they focus on desktop experience, especially when you talk about VR. And our actually thesis is basically that the next big future of AR is on mobile phones, at least because anybody has one of these in their pockets. And right now, these mobile phones are powerful enough to deliver high quality AR experience. So as soon also as smart glasses will be out there, we will be on the smart glasses. Already we have some proof of concept with the Magic Leap, for example, and it's amazing. But of course, the problem is that nobody has Magic Leap. So, I mean, our first focus in mass adoption, so being in the device that everybody has in his pockets. And so also our big effort was to make sure that this product is working in most of the phones. And just to give you an idea, our app is already working on an iPhone 6s. That is an iPhone since 7 years ago. So I mean, we are quite widespread in the penetration of this market, in these devices.
Everything is going mobile, and in the last couple of years, I even see that many people these days don't even bother with the computer anymore. Everything is going on mobile.
Oh yeah. Actually, we was even this is even stronger than we thought. Like for example, most of the users of our website app actually they just do it with MetaMask mobile. We was expecting people to participate to IBCO and to buy the lands from desktop, and it's not like that. So 80% of the people actually are doing that with MetaMask mobile. So this is another big hint of where the market is going. Definitely.
Now, let's talk about the land. So your NFT token, the non-fungible token, is OVR land.
Yeah, correct. So basically, as I mentioned, our idea is to build a platform for geolocalized augmented reality experiences. So in order to do that, we needed a reference system to assign control and property of geographic locations. Just to give you a comparison, it's just like in the web. If you own a web domain, you can control what will happen in that web domain. In our case, the OVR lands are spatial domains. So basically, we divided the world in hexagons of 300 square meters. So if you own the hexagon, you will control what will be the experience that will appear in AR in that area, or in VR if you navigate that on VR. So basically, really, our NFTs are spatial domains, are reference systems. And our idea from the beginning, and this is a little difference from other projects that try to achieve this, is that basically the whole world is on sale from day zero. So we don't say, no, you just can buy this land or that land. So that's because we want that everybody that wants to build an AR experience, maybe in his backyard or wherever he wants, he can do that. So, and also the price of those lands, if compared to the other metaverse non-fungible tokens, are very, very cheap. Because at the end of the day, we have a starting price that is $10. And the way it works is an auction. Since we could not price the whole world, we decided to let the market price it. So the way it works, you start an auction with a base price of $10. And if in the next 24 hours, nobody else bids, the land is yours. If somebody else bid, the minimum bid is the double. So the price goes 10, 20, 40, 80, and so on. Mm-hmm. And you have another 24 hours window. So the way it's working right now, we already sold more than 20,000 lands in 2.5 months. Daily auctions are like today's 2,500, so it's going quite fast. And most of the lands actually, of course, they go for the base price. But we had quite a few cases where some competition, some bidding wars started. Like, for example, I guess that we sold the land in Spain for 6,400 OVR. That right now is roughly $2,000. So it really depends. And also what we expect that as soon as most of the famous places will go out, there will be starting a secondary market on that. And so those lands will start accruing a lot of value. In fact, the one thing that somebody sometimes our community asks us, isn't $10 too small? Why don't you put the price higher? But at the end of the day, as I mentioned, we want this to be accessible for everybody that want just to try it. And of course, then since those are actually non-fungible things. So it's not the fact that one land, I don't know, in your backyard costs $10 that have an effect on the price of that land, I don't know, in Times Square. So, we believe that this system is really working, and the market is responding very positively. So we are happy about the strategy we put in place for the moment.
And another thing that I find very interesting is that not only you will control what type of experience you can build on your land, but also we have advertising possibilities, right? So there's advertisers that can come in and pay for advertising on your land. So I assume, depending on what type of experience you create, you can draw different caliber advertisers as well. So that is something that users can also take into account.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, our platform is not really focused specifically on a use case, for example, on marketing, but yes, that definitely can be the case. Just to give you some examples, I mean, what you can build is treasure hunt games with the Pokemon Go style. You can build live events. You can build retail experiences. You can build tourism. Real estate. I mean, really, the sky's the limit in terms of what you can build over there. And we believe that, of course, marketing is something that will be coming there. But first of all, what needs to be there is experiences that people want to do. So once you have an interesting experience, then you can put over that marketing, of course. In fact, you will be able to rent those lands. So, I mean, many people just buy this because of speculation. They don't want to build anything, or they don't have the capabilities, or they don't like to do that. But all of these lands will be rentable, and actually are rentable by default. So the idea is really to build, an infrastructure to create these AR experiences. So the way we structure the system is that basically all the lands are rentable by default. Then you are the owner and you can decide not to rent it, but by default, everything is rentable. So basically, once the system starts being populated, you can imagine that you can create some passive income from those.
And so for those who are not familiar, how do you buy these lands, these NFT tokens? You use, is it only MetaMask, or do you use other wallets, Ethereum-based wallets as well?
Yeah, basically it works with any Ethereum wallet because it's a standard Web3. We didn't test the support with them all, but for example, we know that with IM token is working. In fact, we have a big Chinese community and they are using a lot of IM token and is working with that. And but basically, most of them should work. Of course, if we have some people that, if we have somebody that wants to do the other wallets that are not working, we can basically support that. But MetaMask really takes the most of the market right now, I would say. MetaMask and IM token for Asia. Yeah.
The biggest, yeah, it's the one that everyone uses. Do you have to have the OVR tokens in order to purchase the land token, or can you do it directly with Ethereum or another cryptocurrency?
No, so basically right now you need to have OVR. In the future, we may allow also other currencies, even if actually we didn't have so much request for it, because that was a problem in the past. Of course, because, in the past, before Uniswap was there, to oblige somebody to use a token was a lot of friction, because then you need to go to the exchange but right now, when you can exchange it very easily, is not anymore that big of a problem. What we might do is basically allowing other kind of cryptocurrencies, but in that case, the OVR token would always have some more purchasing power. So basically, we would like to always to give some advantage to people that still use the OVR token. To give an example, like in Binance, in Binance, you can pay fees with BNB. Yeah. If you pay fees with BNB, those are cheaper. So something that we could spin out is just the fact that we allow using our currencies, but the purchasing power of OVR is higher. So for example, the base price with OVR is $10. If you buy with USDT, it's 20. But really, this was something that we had on our roadmap, but we are not seeing the request for it right now. So probably we will not do that. But if it comes, it's not a problem to do it. And another thing, right now, you can only buy with MetaMask. So you need to be a crypto guy to do that. But what we are spinning out, and I hope should be out by the end of March, you will be able to buy the lands directly from the app. With the tokens that you have in the app. So in that case, you will not need MetaMask, and we will broaden the public to all the people that are not really familiar with cryptocurrencies. So we are quite excited for that, and we expect a lot of traction also from that use case. For right now, you can buy it from our IBCO, that is this initial bonding core offering. You can buy it from Uniswap. You can buy from MXC. I think yesterday they also quoted us in Bilaxy, that is another exchange that I didn't know about, and also another small one called Virgox. But basically, I mean, I would say for the moment, Uniswap, MXC, or our IBCO. That is the three main outlets where you can buy.
Okay, so the IBCO, let's walk me through how it works, because I know that the bonding curve is a different approach to the typical ICOs that we've seen in the past. You kind of minting the tokens as the demand is coming for them.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, a system that we are quite happy about for creating and distributing the tokens. So the reason why we landed to this approach is because we saw the failure of ICOs. So basically, the failure of ICOs, in our opinion, is because of two main reasons. So first of all, there was an amount of tokens that was decided by the team, and the starting price also decided by the team, that many times was overpriced. And so this created a lot of selling pressure. And also there was another problem that the teams did raise the money, and then they didn't put it anymore on the exchanges. So the price crashed down very fast. So the IBCO model fixed these problems in the following way. So first of all, the IBCO starts from a very low price. In our case, was 0.07 price for the token. And then if people buy, tokens are minted. If people don't buy, are not minted. But if people sell, tokens are burned. So basically, this system creates a supply that is created by the demand, and also created a price that is created by the demand, since every new token minted costs more than the former. So basically, and another point that the people is a little bit worried about when we talk about the IBCO is about the inflation, because people say, okay, you have an IBCO, so I mean, your supply is infinite. And actually it's not like that, because basically the price is growing exponentially while the supply is growing linearly. So I give you some examples, some numbers, just to have an idea. No? So basically, when the price is 0.10, the amount of tokens that are minted by the bonding curve is 2.3 million. If the price goes to $1, the amount of tokens is 16 million. If you go to $5, the amount of tokens is 28 million. So it decreases the amount of new tokens that are minted. It decreases exponentially. And so basically the idea of all this, that basically the amount of tokens and the price will be determined by the market demand. And so we don't have to make some educated guesses on what should be the price of the token. We just ask the market, and the market will decide. And the last thing, but not least, that is very important in the IBCO is the price protection. If you go now in our IBCO, you will see that we have 1.8 million in DAI that are there on the IBCO. And basically those money are not really ours in the sense that we cannot withdraw that. What we can do is withdrawing 50K per month, and all of the rest of those money stays there to protect the price. So, I mean, like, for example, last week there was people selling $200,000 in tokens, and the price basically didn't move because there was so much liquidity protecting it. So we believe that is a system that really protects the investors, because is a liquidity pool that basically supports the price of the tokens. And you know, it's a quite new thing, and it's not so well known. But I mean, we think that this is the future of launching the projects and supporting the price of those.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely a new approach, and I'm quite impressed by that as well. Now, I see that there is a big team behind this. Can you quickly introduce some of the key team players and, you know, a little bit about them so that we get more understanding?
Yeah, of course. For us, it was very important to build a senior team that can, I mean, bring our vision to reality. So basically, first I will start with Davide, that is the founder together with me. Davide is a serial entrepreneur. He's been in ICT space since 20 years, I would say. And we have here a competence center where we have our office in Udine with vertical experiences. One is AR and VR that I was telling you about. Then we have AI and blockchain. So we merge all these competencies together to build this project. Then, okay, of course, there is me. I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been working with the consultancy also in the last years with PwC, especially focusing on retail and open innovation. So bringing startups to established companies. Then also we bring on board Mattia Crespi, that is our Chief Strategy Officer. He's a very key figure because basically he was there with Second Life. He have a company developing VR, and basically in his company he has on board the founder of Second Life, that is Philip Rosedale. He actually also introduced him to us in Silicon Valley. It was quite impressive meeting to have. And also we help us to bring on board some other key figures, like, for example, John Eric Clippinger, that is, the founder of Media Lab from MIT, that also is helping us a lot with the vision, with the high-level vision of this project. So basically, this is, I would say, the key people. And then, of course, we have a lot of collaborators that are coders and marketers. And we're expanding our team. Like just in the last 2 months, we hired other 2 coders because, of course, we are growing and we need to deliver faster and faster. Our main focus is to have a core team here in Italy that basically is the architect of the product, and then outsource just the things that are less valuable. So, in our backbone, we are a technology company, so we really like to build the core team in-house. So that's why we try to have most of them here in our offices in Italy. The project launched on 30th of November. So basically the IBCO is running, the land sale is running and everything. The app is already there and is already usable. You can use it, for example, to do the treasure run, collect our tokens, and to actually see what we can deliver in terms of augmented reality. The beta version will be out. I call it beta version because the first one was really just most of all showcase. But we'll be just out there and we'll say test in production. So we like to be very fast. And so the best way we see in our experience is to go out with the product and then refine it while it's out there. Of course, when we talk about the app, because when we're talking about the blockchain stuff, it's a very different approach. We tested a lot before, but when it comes to the app experience, we think that the best way is to have it out there. Like for example, I guess that we had like 20 updates of the app since the first launch. And that's because, we put it on the market, we stress it, and we try to break it in all the ways. Like, for example, when we go out with the treasure hunt, the first time, I think was 10 months ago, and was in China, they had a lot of different devices. It was very hard to make it work, but it was very good because basically now it's very resistant with many, many different devices.
Now, are there any lands for free, or are they all have to be purchased?
Regarding the lands, there are no free lands, but what we have on the roadmap to do is basically to create some liquidity mining, where instead of earning our tokens, you will earn some of our reserve lands. It's 6,000 lands that are in very special places, like, the Tour Eiffel, the Colosseum, the Taj Mahal, and so on. So there is no way to buy those. The only way to achieve those is by providing liquidity to our market in Uniswap. And so we will spin it out probably in March of April. Let's see. The point is that, you plan things and then you go in the market and things happen as a little bit different. No? Like, for example, we thought that we could have a problem with liquidity, but we don't actually. Right now, we have even too much liquidity because last week, we had a huge traffic, for example, in Uniswap. There was 4 million in one day. That is huge for Uniswap. And that made a lot of fees. So people start putting liquidity because they saw that they can earn more than 2% per day putting liquidity in our market. So, we will distribute those lands in some way anyway, and probably we will do the liquidity mining. But if the truth is that we don't really need it anymore. So
Right.
let's see. Yeah.
So this gave us a better idea about the project and how things are organized in the OVR ecosystem. Before I wrap this up, I just want to mention the OVR Marketplace, which is decentralized and managed by smart contracts. The main function is to facilitate the intersection between supply and demand for every digital asset that can be traded on the OVR platform. All transactions are handled in OVR tokens, and the smart contract ensures decentralized asset exchange. The OVR owners can sell or rent their OVR lands at any time on this marketplace, and the OVR lands are sold or rented with the existing OVR experience offered by the owners. All in all, 2021 is poised to be an eventful year for the NFT sector. The massive acceleration during the second half of last year, driven by the crypto bull run, is also accelerating the bull market in this industry. OVR is an innovative project that adds an extra layer of interactivity via their augmented reality and virtual reality in conjunction with a customizable management of the NFTs that bring additional revenue from advertising as well as many other use cases, and these are tradable assets too, which is a win-win scenario. It seems to me that this year is going to be a great year for this project as it grows its user base and the value of their token appreciates. So getting in early is of course an advantage for anyone, and I'm proud to have covered this project ahead of anyone else. So this is how I'll end up my review today. I hope you enjoyed the content in today's episode of Crypto Corner, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and show your support by leaving a comment and a like. This really helps. Well, I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.